Welcome to the 2022 Heart of America Athletic Conference Outdoor Track and Field Media Day. I'm your host, Derek Johnson. I am the sports director and host of Rock Chalk Sports Talk on KLWN Radio in Lawrence. Today, joined by Clarke University head coach, Bradley Johnson. Coach, how's it going today?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. So you're gearing up for year 3 with the Pride. How excited are you for your squad this year?
This year's been really good. So we had a pretty good indoor. Basically, we're a really small team this year, but looking at our results from indoors, there's a lot of PRs. We had like 19 PRs and we brought 12 athletes. So we're kind of a squad that's building, but we've got a lot of good things coming in this outdoor season. We've got a lot of kids kind of trying new events, trying to find some points in different areas. And then, some people that I think we're going to get to the national meet, hopefully, and score some big points too. So.
What were some of the highlights for you guys during the indoor portion of the season, and how does that help you headed into outdoor?
Yeah, so big one. Our highest finisher was Noah Church in the race walk. He made it to the national meet, went 10th there. And then we had some very good performances from our multis. Maybe not on paper. We had a no height in the pole vault, but if he could have gotten a height, I think we would have gotten a national qualifier. One of our multi guys in the multi meet, he actually would have gotten second in the pole vault in the open meet, but just was a little too tired after the 1,000. Our high jump squad's looking good. Our distance put up some good stuff. So just as a team as a whole right now, we've got a lot of very good things, but we're just small and we kind of just need to add to those numbers. But I think everyone's is just kind of a big contributor right now to the whole team, I guess.
Who are some athletes, female, male, in the field on the track that we should be on the lookout for the Pride this year?
Yeah, so I think James Van Dunn is a big one. Coming back in the decathlon, maybe not as strong an event as maybe the heptathlon indoors, but he's someone to look forward to. Timmy Miller in the pole vault. I think he was a 10-foot guy last year, and he's already gotten up to 13.3, and we're kind of just getting started. We're looking to kind of put together a steeplechase squad. A bunch of athletes in that. Cole, that was in the 600, set our school record in that. He's going to be transitioning there. We're going to try a couple others. And then, Cole's also going to try the 4 hurdles. There's just kind of a bunch of people trying some new things and seeing what we can do.
Dubuque is a big college town. You have several colleges, universities kind of all right next to each other. How neat is kind of having that environment right on your campus?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. It's very competitive and kind of makes us want to get better. We've got Loras and UD we're trying to compete with them. And obviously they're very good. Loras just won the national championship on the women's side. So we're trying to compete with them. The college town itself is a lot of fun. I think it's a big draw for kids here. They hear Iowa when we're recruiting them and they're like, I don't know about that. They get here and they're like, oh, Dubuque's super nice. It's a nice town. It's very big. I think it really draws in a lot of kids, and that's very evident, again, based on the other schools in town.
What are some of your favorite things about the campus at Clarke and the community that kind of surrounds you guys?
Yeah. So I think number one is I feel like you feel cared about here. We're a very small school, so it's one of those things, you don't get lost in the crowd. You get recognized quite a bit. And especially from a kid's standpoint, you don't get a chance to not go to your classes, some of those things. I think it holds everyone accountable. And from a coach standpoint, I get to know all my kids. I don't have this huge team that I don't get to know certain athletes at all. I know all my kids super well. They tell me about their days. They tell me about how things are going. It's just very unique. And it's why I got into coaching. I like being successful. I like winning championships, all that stuff. But if you're not close with the athletes you're doing it with, I feel like you've got a kind of a big piece missing. And I think Clarke it kind of fills that piece for me and really cares about what I'm doing as a coach, what I'm doing with the program. I just have a lot of support here.
What are some of the academic programs that are popular among your athletes and at Clarke in general?
Yeah. So I would say the top 2 or 3 just at Clarke in general are going to be PT, nursing, and I'd say education's pretty big. I would say there's a lot. People at Clarke would probably kill me if I said there was only 3. There's a lot of very good. PT is very common on our team. Physical therapy is probably our number one with the kids on our team. Nursing is just right behind. Business is probably another big one that is very big on our team as well. But physical therapy, I think, is probably our largest sell here. And it's a 3-3 program. A lot of kids get into it, and it's a hard program, but when you go through it, you are prepared for the real world, prepared to be a physical therapist.
Obviously in athletics, like maintaining your physical shape and being healthy and everything is obviously of high importance. So does having that major of physical therapy being so popular, does that help at all from the athletic standpoint?
Yeah, I think it does. I think a lot of kids are very knowledgeable and passionate about, keeping their bodies healthy, about sports, about performance, all of those things. So I think you get a lot of kids that you can talk that language with them. You can talk to them a little bit more than maybe someone who's, let's say, a business major and isn't super knowledgeable about their body. I think kind of the one thing that's very tough and it is how hard it is. So you get a lot of challenges with balancing athletics, academics, your normal life, everything. But I think as a program, we do very well, and not just track as a university. I think we do very well of trying to balance all of that and help kids, be able to manage it all and try not to go crazy, maintain mental health, all that stuff.
Best spot to eat in Dubuque?
See, I think it's the Barrel House. People might not agree with me, but that if I take recruits or anyone here, I think it's got everything. It's got your tacos, it's got your burgers, it's just got a full menu. It's a pretty cool spot. I know on Sundays, I don't know if they're back to it, but they used to do brunch with a big spread too. So I think that's my favorite place.
We've been asking every coach this. When someone asks you about Hart track and field, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
I think it's exciting. So I think we're a conference that we're already pretty good, but I think there's a lot of young coaches kind of in the mix. And I think the Hart's going to start climbing up. We're already, I'd say, one of the better NAI conferences in the nation. But I think we're going to start climbing up even more. I think there's a few events that maybe are a little weak in it that don't make us overall look great yet. But I think we've got coaches kind of filling in those holes that are going to make it really, really good. And you're going to start, our sprints are in our conference are getting really good. I just think it's this very competitive conference that I think you're just going to see a lot of growth and a lot of fun things. And I know whenever I go there, I love being at those meets and seeing what kind of competition, I have to compete and the team has to compete against.
Well, Coach Johnson, thank you for the time and good luck in the 2022 outdoor season.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.